Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Democracy 3 Africa, playing as Egypt. Alright, let's move right on into Year 7. We are now 3/4 of the way through this game. Pollution is back. Oh, poopy. Well, we knew that might happen, but we'll try to get rid of it if we can. Regional war? War has broken out in a neighboring country, causing tension along our border and with them. We are seeing an influx of refugees as well as trade being stemmed. There are also concerns that a conflict in such close proximity will reduce the stability of our own nation. Sure enough, it does. GDP, stability, foreign relations, immigration, racial tension, everyone. Only bad things happen from that. Okay. Well, great. Great, I'm so happy about that. Sure, military interference is on its way down. Pollution is actually ticking down slowly. It's just going to take a while, I think. We have a lot of things working in our favor for the environment. Will it be enough? I don't know. But we'll see what we can do. Alright, border controls. We already have retina scans, so we're trying to reduce immigration as much as we can. I'm not sure how much we're going to succeed. It's still pretty high, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what we're able to do. Alright, as far as some things we can do. If we wanted to reduce poverty, one thing we could do is actually offer some state housing. It's not a bad idea. It's a little expensive, of course. I think it's going to upset capitalists a lot, but let's try it. Wow, that is a lot of loss in private housing, sure. So why don't we spend a little bit less than normal? Let's just spend somewhere around here, maybe around 15 billion. Socialism membership goes up, poverty goes down. Capitalists don't like it a little bit, but otherwise, mostly beneficial things happen. It's just the private housing market goes down quite a bit because people start relying more upon the government housing. Still, I think this is a good way to spend some money, try to eradicate poverty before the end of my reign in Egypt as pharaoh. What else can we do? We could... I'm going to pass nature conservation because I think this will also do a lot for the environment. Oh my god, yeah. A lot. The capitalists really don't like it. But the environment goes up by 31% over 16 months. Or 16 quarters, I should say. That's pretty good. Yeah, alright, let's try to improve our pollution as best we can. Get rid of this before I leave office. You know, quote-unquote leave office, because I intend on being dictator for life, but still. Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So, let's take a look at some of our other options. You know what I should do? It's high time that we pass the theocracy, I think. Well, let's see. State religion requires 50. We have 25. Did our leader generate nothing? I think we spent all of our leader-generated capital. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I think we'll generate plenty. What else should we do then? The national anthem at the start of the news? Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. National anthem at the start of the news. What's Egypt's national anthem? I don't know. But Patriot membership is going to go up a lot. Foreign relations. I don't care about you now. Now that the border tensions are gone. Doesn't matter to me if we upset our neighbors a little bit. Let's move on to the next turn, though. Rather than dawdle. Retail merger. A large retail chain store has announced plans to buy out one of its main competitors. Do we allow the merger? No good reason to prevent it. In an increasing global market, our companies will need to grow if they are to compete. The bigger the company will be, the more efficient and effective in the global marketplace. Or, block the merger. The whole idea of the free market is based on competition. If it were to go ahead, it would be another example of government looking out for big business. If the merger went ahead, the government is looking out for big business. That sounds perfect. We're going to allow the merger. Thank you. You just made the opposite argument, and yeah, you just kind of shot yourself in the foot by making that, but all right. 53 political capital? That's a lot. We're going to spend right here. I mean, goodness gracious, this is going to take my entire turn, but all right. A religion can be officially endorsed by the state. The strength of this endorsement can range from a country adopting an official religion to a nation being governed as a theocracy. Where an official religion implies a government has been sanctified by their religion, a theocracy is the governance of a state by immediate divine guidance. It's interesting, really. You know, state religion... Alright, so to get into something a little bit more controversial here, I know that okay, so in the United States right now we have presidential nomination stuff going on, right? So they have the two political parties that are trying, well, the two main political parties, the Democrats and Republicans, are trying to pick out their nominees. Right now, as of like this last week or two, at the time I'm recording this, Ted Cruz and John Kasich dropped out of the Republican race because Donald Trump won Indiana. Now Donald Trump is presumably going to be the nominee for the Republican Party. I'm not here to talk about Trump, though. I'm here to talk about Ted Cruz because I think it was interesting how many people I would hear talk about how Ted Cruz is a religious person, and they labeled him as a theocrat. They kept saying, keep the theocrat out of office. Ted Cruz wants to turn the United States into a theocracy, blah, blah, blah. Based on freaking what? It's interesting because I feel like these are people who don't understand what the heck a theocracy is. You want to know what a theocracy is? Look at Iran. Look at the Papal State, right? Those are actual theocracies. A governance of a state by immediate divine guidance. Ted Cruz was not suggesting that we will have immediate divine guidance. Nor was he even suggesting that the government adopt an official religion. You know, the most you could say is he's a religious person, and therefore, yes, he believes in, like, some religious freedoms and so on, but there was nothing he said that was anything around a theocracy. I don't know. It bugs me because people throw around words, and they have no idea what it means. Right? I mean, I'm not saying that the state, like the United States, should endorse a religion. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I don't think they should. I believe in the separation of church and state. I think that's good for everyone involved, but religious and non-religious alike. But people keep throwing these words out during political season. It's like, oh, he wants to create a theocracy. No, he doesn't, and you're an idiot for saying that, because you have no idea what a theocracy is, so shut up. The adults are talking. Maybe that's me being a little bit too harsh, I don't know, but meh. Anyway, it's just something that kind of grinds my gears. People who use words, buzzwords, and don't know what they mean. It's really annoying. Alright, as far as our state religion, we have two options. Well, the religion, in this case, is gonna be text glitches. A lot of them. That's fun. Alright, well, I can tell you what this is, just don't have a seizure. We can either have an official religion that we adopt, so presumably Islam is going to be the official religion of Egypt, or we can be a theocracy. You can kind of see what the effects are here, but there's nothing in between. Theocracy is what we want, and that's going to reduce liberalism membership by a lot. I can't tell you exactly how much, but a lot. And religious membership goes up. Conservatives, religious, they like it. Democracy goes down, which means I'm more of a dictator, which is good for me. So let's apply these changes, and then I'm just gonna go reset the game because, you know, this is happening again. Great. Okay, yeah, there we go. There are just some things that I honestly would expect this game has figured out by now. It's been released long enough that they should have caught these bugs and fixed them. I'm not sure why they haven't. It's very disturbing, honestly. Very disturbing indeed, but oh well. It happens, and we can't get around it. It looks like our political capital got reset a little bit. Well, I know we had 53, and I just spent 50 of it trying to get a theocracy. Speaking of which, let's see, where did it go? Religious, what do you like? Where is it? Wait, there it is, state religion. Okay. Liberalism membership will go down by almost 30%. That's what I wanted to know. And conversely, religious membership will go up by almost 30% as well, so that's great. So no matter how much we educate our people, they will stay religious. That's pretty cool. This is going to be definitely a very strong theocracy. Also, liberalism membership goes down to about 0 over the next few years. It won't happen in our videos, but basically you can assume that liberalism is basically dead in Egypt, which is kind of cool. All right, let's move on to the next turn. Airport expansion. Sure, we'll allow that. Surplus of 70 billion. Not too bad. How is our cabinet looking? It says fanatical. Yeah, I mean, they're doing pretty dang good. Across the board, they're doing pretty darn good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Our leader is not generating nearly as much political capital as I would have expected. Where's the dictatorship? Oh, wow. Wait, is our democracy going up? Holy crap, our democracy is going up? Nah, the state religion will fix that, I think. This will go back down and I'll start generating a ton of political capital again. It'll happen. Don't worry. Don't you worry about it. Alright, what else should we do? Well, we can... good question. Actually, what should we do? More theocratic things, I think. It'll be more fun. Public services. That's patriots. Force political, military, religious oath. Adding religion to oaths given in public by our officials and troops will create a greater sense of honor and security to the public, giving them the feeling that what we are doing is the right thing to do. With righteousness on our side, nothing can go wrong. This is exactly the sort of thing we want in a theocracy. But all citizens is a little bit steep. Holy crap. We don't need that much more religious membership or racial tension, frankly. Let's just do for politicians. Alright, we don't need very high racial tension. We don't need this foreign relations. Religious membership is already going to go through the roof. Nah, we'll just do this. This will be fine. Apply these changes. Thank you very much. What else should we do? How's our immigration looking right now? Ethnic minorities, membership. Oh, it's still pretty high. We got a few things that are adding to it, of course. The compulsory language lessons. It's mostly the GDP, though, obviously. Human development, stability. Regional integration and tariffs. Maybe we should reduce this a little bit. I mean, the racial tension reduction is good, but I don't want the immigration. What if I just do it down to, like, here? It reduces our international trade and foreign relations a little bit, but we don't care about that too much, do we? No, I don't think so. I got a little bit of a hiccups going on right now. That's why I'm making some weird sounds if you can hear it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and reduce this by half. Why not? We're gonna flip-flop yet again. Because y'all know how much I like doing that. Let's also look for... I don't know. Plastic bag tax? Nah. Free eye tests? I think this upsets the wealthy and the capitalists, but beyond that, it's good health. Yeah, alright. Free eye tests. The poor like it, capitalists don't, wealthy don't, socialists do, poverty goes down. Poor earnings, elderly, and health. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm willing to upset the wealthy some more. Again, I shall be the only wealthy man in all of Egypt, if I have anything to say about it. Alright, moving on. Foreign competitor is underpricing us. One of our key extraction industries is being undercut by a foreign competitor, crashing the commodity price. The large competitor's capital reserves can absorb the loss they must be making by subsidizing production. So this is where you would start to have conversations about tariffs. Right? So, I seem to remember a while back, and I mean a while back, like before I was born, there was a lot of concern that Japan was subsidizing steel and sending it to the United States for cheap in order to try and get a better market share so that the United States steel industry would suffer and not produce as much. At least that was the theory. I'm not sure if it was true or if it was just like lobbying, campaigning by the steel industry unions, because those were definitely strong. There's a lot of question about whether or not we should put an import tariff on Japanese steel a while back, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly. The question, of course, is, hey, if the Japanese want to spend money to send us cheap steel, then who's to stop them? I mean, fine, they want to basically give the United States money? Okay. Of course, the concern really isn't about money as much as it is about jobs. So this is where protectionism comes in, you know, nationalistic kind of trade policies and tariffs and price controls and so on and so forth. Which, by the way, both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are for, to varying different degrees, if I understand correctly. It's interesting, really. I mean, I'm a free market capitalist, I've said this several times. I actually don't agree with almost any protectionist trade policies. And I don't want to get into a big debate about it. There may be some room for some of it, but as a matter of principle, I don't really like it. But it's interesting now that the Republican Party that used to be kind of against that stuff, against protectionism, and was more a free market, is now putting Donald Trump at their head, and he's definitely for some protectionist trade policies. I don't know. It's interesting. There's been a shift. There's been a shift in the United States. That's all I can say. All right, what else should we do? We should... how's the pollution? Oh, wow, it's actually going to go away. Nice. Military intervention, also ticking down. Very good for us. This is the last turn for this year, I think, though. Let's go ahead and do some things like pass the revenue administration, increase that. This reduces the black market in our country. We'll be a little bit more efficient in how we work our tax revenue in this country. Foreign aid received is kind of irrelevant because our human development is high enough that we shouldn't be getting much of this anyway. Socialists like it, capitalists don't, whatever. I don't care. Spend the money. Do it. In fact, we pass so many taxes on the wealthy and they hate us so much right now, we should probably take some steps to make sure that we don't have tax evasion. Let's do tax returns. Yeah. Public tax returns. I like this idea. So, okay. The reason you pass public tax returns, right, is not because of these stats, right? Equality, nice, but generally speaking, I'm not willing to upset the wealthy and the liberals in order to make equality go up a tiny little bit. Like, this just is not a big deal. The reason you go for public tax returns is because of one hidden statistic, and that is tax evasion. It's a negative event that happens when the taxes get too high and the wealthy are unhappy, and they start sending money overseas. It's a very bad event. And public tax returns is a way to address that. So by passing public tax returns, you can't see it here, but we're actually decreasing tax evasion before it crosses the start trigger. That's the idea behind it. Now that said, we don't need it to be very high. You're like, why do we want to have some details? I don't know. Let's just have it here. Names and dates. We will release the names and dates of people who filed taxes, but we won't give them all their information. You don't need to know how much they made and where they made it. It's not your business. Just like here. Because then I would have to start releasing my tax returns, and by God, I don't want my citizens to see that. There'd be riots in the streets, and we just ended that. No, only names and dates. All you need to know is that I did file my taxes. And that's it. You don't need to know how much I paid. It was 0. And you don't need to know how much the government paid me in refunds. It was a lot, basically. All right. What else should we do? We should... Ah, boy. How are we looking as far as the immigration? I'm really worried about that. Oh, gosh. It's still getting bad. No! We could reduce it with by reducing the regional integration. Okay, so having looked at dictatorship, I do think I misunderstood some of this. Well, wait. No, wait. Maximum dictatorship. Wait. How does this... Crap. How does this work? Maximum dictatorship means we are a full dictator. 0 means we have lots of democracy, right? It's inverse. So I think then that the regional tariffs and stuff are actually reducing my dictatorship. I think. So if I reduce this a bit, down to like here, because we don't care about international trade or foreign relations, I could just cancel it, but that would cost me a lot more political capital. It's actually cheaper just to reduce it all the way to 0. What if I just do something like this, right? So dictatorship should go up, which means we'll be more of a dictator, which means we have more political capital, right? I think so. All right, we're going to pass it. There we go. All right, 7 political capital left. Anything I want to... Whoops, that's not what I want to look at. Anything else I want to do? No. 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 Self-employed? Make them happy? Sure, why not? We'll pass a business startup campaign, socialism membership goes down, the self-employed membership goes way up, and they like me. That seems fine. Anything else? Not family planning. That'll upset the religious. Nope. Nope, this all seems pretty good. Alright, so we're going to end this video here. Next year is election year, and we're going to do a few things that will definitely ensure that we stay a good, strong dictator for a long time, because democracy is going too high. The democracy is too dang high. Yeah, we want to be a dictator. So we're going to fix that next year. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.